Hey guys, this is Perrilox, going to be doing an Alpha and Omega beginner's guide, which can also help intermediate players with how to kite and pull the objectives, which I will timestamp for you. So I'll start with explaining what Alpha and Omega are, and what they can provide for you. The first to spawn will always be Alpha, which will spawn 340 seconds into the game, or morning of day 2. His only ability is the Arc Blade, which I will explain in a bit, and his loot table as shown will provide 1 mithril and 2 recon drones 100% of the time, and a chance of any of the items needed for mithril prep. The second objective to spawn is Omega. He will spawn 640 seconds into the game or morning of day 3. Omega will never spawn where Alpha has already spawned. Also to note, both objectives will never spawn into a red zone unless they've already spawned and the red zone happens over time and no one's killed the objective. The abilities for him are the Arc Blade, System Overload, which means he takes more damage when hit with a skill, and VF Pulse, which I will explain later. His loot table is 1 Fourscore and 2 EMP drones are guaranteed from him, and a 50% chance of either getting Tears of Selene or Holy Water from Omega. So these are the spawn locations of Alpha and Omega. They will spawn in Alley, Archery Range, Beach, Dock, Factory, Hospital, Hotel, and Uptown, and on the red dot is where they will spawn I have indicated. And with that, let's get into the abilities of Alpha and Omega. So I'm going to explain the leash mechanic with Alpha and Omega, also the abilities that they're able to do. So with the leash mechanic, they have a white bar underneath their HP bar, and from their starting spawn point location, if I pull Omega here, the bar will slowly drain. If I proceed to stop him, the white bar will stop, and if I pull him all the way, the white bar will drain to empty, which then he will reset to his spawn point. But if you pull him back to his spawn location, I'll stop him here, and then we'll pull him back to his spawn point, you'll see that the white bar slowly drains back up, and then slowly away as he gets further and further away from his spawn point. So just be aware that when kiting Alpha and Omega, this is able to let you do certain kite mechanics, which I will show later in the video. And with the abilities that Omega is able to do, he's able to do the sweep, which Alpha is as well, which will push you into a wall and stun you. And they also have this airborne knockup mechanic. Alpha is not able to do this, but Omega is. So just make sure when you're fighting him that you're able to move around and stay away from that. So with that, let's get into the kiting. So I'm going to go over each location for Alpha and Omega on where they spawn and how you're able to kite them around the map. Some certain locations have obstacles that you're able to bring them around, others do not, so you try to pull them as far as possible and deal as much damage as quickly as possible without taking as much. Also, I'm going to have timestamps of each location that I'm going to do, so if you just want to find a specific spot, I'll have that timestamp for you. But first, we're going to start with Archery Range here. I'd found this about a couple months ago, where you're able to pull Alpha and Omega around this building here, and it won't cause them to reset, so you're able to deal damage to them around this. Hotel doesn't have the best kiting options, so in this case we're going to have to pull it as far as possible as we can without him resetting, but you can bring him over here. You can bring him over to this side as well, as far as possible. Just wanting to kite and deal as much damage as possible. Another thing too is you can bring him over here since his spawn location is right here. You can kind of tuck him away here and sneakily do Alpha and Omega without people noticing in his original location. For the Uptown location, same thing. You're able to pull him down over here, I like to do, and make him do his sweep. And then pull him down here. You can also drag him all the way over here. If this zone is red, you can pull him over the wall and bring him down to beach here. They can go really far with this bar, so just be aware of that. So he's not resetting, or hasn't reset, so I'm able to kill Omega here. Now with the beach location, not too many options as well. Just pull him as far as you can without him resetting. Deal as much damage as possible. You can bring him over here a little bit, I like to do. Usually grab the beach console and then pull him over there. Or you can pull him over here as well if there's a lot of people fighting at beach. But that's about it for the beach location. For dock, you can pull him up towards this location. make him do his sweep, and then bring him across the dock here. I like to do. You can get stuck over here, so just be careful if you get cornered. But otherwise, you can kill him on this lighthouse location. Make sure the bears are dead as well. But you can't kite him around the lighthouse. I've tried, but you can just kill him on this side at least, rather than being closer to his reset spawn location. So for the factory location, this is a really nice spot because you're able to pull him around this obstacle here. And as you can see, he will not reset. You can keep doing this over and over again. You can also pull yourself over a wall or dash over a wall if your character is able to do that, and kite him around so he doesn't do the arc blade ability. And this way you can just keep dealing damage to him. Be careful, sometimes if you get a little too ahead of him, he will kite back around the objective, so just be aware of that. For hospital, the ambulance here is in a very nice location. You're able to pull the Alpha and Omega around this ambulance here. I've never seen that before. He definitely hit me over that bed, but that's okay. We can still kite him around without taking direct damage from him as well. Ali also has a really nice spot for kiting the Alpha and Omega. You're able to pull him and bring him around this big wall here. He shouldn't be never able to hit you. So that's all for my Alpha and Omega guide. I really appreciate you guys watching and sticking through if you watched the whole video. If you have any questions or anything like that, please ask them in the comment section below, and hopefully I'll be able to get back to them as quickly as possible. I'll also link the ERBS map in the description, so if you're curious about any of the further locations or if they change them around, you'll see that updated in there. And yeah, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe. Bye.